para dito sa Pasig, which happens to be, I think that was a Gadin with a 2-point basket. So napakahalaga ng depth ng mga bench.
Well, 12 players already have been fielded in by Coach Don Dula. You see the leading scorers for both squads. 11 of the 12 have already scored. The lone guy being si MJ Ayay na hindi pa nakakapuntos after missing his 4 attempts. Ito si Jesper Ayay. Now here he is, guarded by Mark Montuano.
No, I think it's Christian Manaytay.
Sorry, si Manaytay pala. Christian Manaytay, 1 attempt, bintis, no?
Oo, wala pa siyang field basket na scored so far dito sa game. And Jasper again with another couple of points.
9 points for MJ Ayay.
And right now leads the Rice Vanguards in scoring again. Another turnover.
Takbo na naman ang Nueva Ecija. Bumomba pa sa ere.
Goodness.
Si Billy Ray Rombes na Longo. Superman taking flight.
Oh my, did you see that? That really came off defense. Run the break. And a beautiful creative finish by Billy Robles.
Jaime missing the 3. 1 and done by Pasig. Marcelino, the signature spin. Before the shot by Robles, meron tayong foul laban sa Pasig City. We have to take a look at that mesmerizing move once again. This is our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Binitin pa talaga against that defense of Mark Montuano. Hang in there. And able to kiss it off the glass. Ganda rin ang pagkakapasa na yun to Billy Robles, who was trailing.
JC stops on the dime, drills in that mid-range jumper.
Alam mo yan pa nagpapahirap pag magkasabay si JC at saka si JV. JV right now, I guess, is parang more points than JC, ano? But the thing that makes it difficult na magkasabay itong dalawang to, unang tingin mo, hindi mo alam kung sino-sino. So if you're scouting these guys, you wouldn't know kung ano i-apply mo against these twins. Hindi mo naman kasi kagad makikita yung number eh. When you go against them, that's the tough part.
Malilito ka pa eh. Kasi magkaiba sila ng style ng laro.
Oo.
Yung isa kaliwete, yung isa kanan.
Kailangan makausap natin si Benson de la Paz. Paano ba niya na-identify kung sino si JC at sino si JB? Kasi without the numbers, the jersey numbers, they pretty much look alike.
Oo, parehong sakit sa ulo pagka yung depensa nila yung kaharap mo.
Oo. Headache, morning sickness, lahat na yata. Malilito ka na eh.
Kaya malay ko sana okay lang yung ating club director na painom ng gamot eh.
Oo. Ano lang. Medications to feel better.
Oo. MJ Ayay with another basket, 54-26, 28-point lead.
And the thing is, habang dinedepensahan itong Pasig ng Rice Bang. Oh, wow! Oh, you gotta contest that.
They're gonna be at least warned. Nueva Ecija.
I thought that was a good deflection. It happened right in front of us. Sure looked like, was that JC or JV? Went ahead and deflected that pass. You see that right here? Yeah, that was all ball. Definitely all ball. And so you're not, surprised na ganun reaction ni Coach Don Dula, because you have to remember towards the turn of the break, there was alleged traveling violation not called on Warlo Batak.
Which they thought was a missed call. Warlo Batak can't finish. Montuano able to trick
down and get another shot at them.
Robles left it short. Got it back. Billy Ray Robles. Pasa palabas kay JC Marcelino. Back to Robles. The up fake. Actually, he just let his defender fly by and he was able to score.
Oo. Tutusin, kaya na niya kahit na diretso. Masabayan siya ni Gadin. Kaya pa rin i-finish no? Pero, you just wanna allow that defense to fly by. Jagars, so far, he's been one of the good hands from the outside.
Second three-pointer for Jerome Garcia. now has 12. First guy in double figures for Pasig City.
Dito mo namimiss talaga si Robbie Manalang, no? Sa mga pagkakataon na ganito. Game control, leadership, dimes, and baskets.
So kahit papano, if you're Nueva Ecija, at least their defense will be held honest dahil nga isa pang threat sa opensa, si Robbie Manalang. Marlo Batak attacks and got fouled. This is something that, sorry Coach Mike, this is something that I thought Marlo Batak has been doing a much better job of as we see that three-point shot here by Jerome Garcia. It's getting to the line and see Marlo Batak.
Yeah, he gets to the line because he's not afraid to get inside the paint, and he's athletic and strong enough to finish. Probably this season, one of the best in terms of getting inside the paint and finishing through contact. Ito si Warlo Batak.
Malolos, Bulacan native, Warlo Batak. Mintis nga lang yung kanyang unang free throw. 68.5% from the line. Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 0 out of 2.
And he's the second leading scorer para dito sa Pasig. Roughly about 12.6 points per game, and he's also number 2 when it comes to steals at 1.2 per game. Oh man.
Kasi kung titignan mo yung free throw attempts ni Warlo, the last 4 games, lahat double digits. 20 attempts against Caloocan, 11 versus Rizal, 14 versus Pasay. Then lastly nila against Muntinlupa, 8 out of 11.
I would love for him to see him do 2-foot finishes inside the paint. It's for the most part really 1-2, no? 1-2 lipad, 1-2 lipad. Walang, you know, like a jump stop or 1-2 stride underneath, little pump fake inside for Warlo Batak. He really just, you know, I'll meet you upstairs. Parang ganun no, si Warlo Batak.
Kumbaga, driving with reckless abandon talaga eh.
Oo.
Ito si Warlo Batak.
Well, just like his last layup kanina before he got sent to the line.
Coach Aldrin ay hiling
Challenge was successful.
Successful challenge by Coach Aldrin Morante. 2 out of 2 ha. Ito si Coach Aldrin.
Oh, nakakadalawa na. Oh, yeah, hindi na hinawakan after that.
18 seconds to
Si Coach Aldrin, kung hindi yung nagkakamali, Coach Mike, sa Basti naglaro yan eh, di ba? Kung college.
Ay, nako. Huwag tayong pumunta dyan dahil napanood ko yan dati.
Oh, di ba?
Oh,
Kwento mo naman ako, ikaw naman eh.
Napanood ko yan dati. I think after yata nila to eh. He is younger than the batch of sila Eugene Gilban. Much lower than that.
Much younger, much older?
Much younger.
Talaga?
Yeah, much younger. Kasi nung napanood ko yan si Coach Aldrin, what I clearly remember is to see another three made by Jay Gard, who so far has been shooting real good from beyond the arc. I think I remember what Coach Aldrin was. He was a light bodied point guard na mahintay ang pagkakataon makascore doon. Pero, it's team first. And so he had to give it up to the least guarded guy in that instance, which happens to be Jasper.
Warlo Batak against Byron Villarias. Gadin, guarded by JP Calvo. Gets past him. High off the glass and in. Plus a foul galing dito kay Algin Gadin.
Well, JP Calvo, as much as he was on the grill,
Yun yung keyword dun.
malakas at excessive.
Tandaan natin, wala nang Christian Rivera dito for Pasig City.
Ay, oo nga,
Di ba? One less point guard na sila eh.
Oo nga. Christian Rivera is also not here. That's right.
Yeah, he got released during the window.
Okay. Bro, man.
Ball stolen away. This is JV Marcelino. And he is fouled after attacking to the basket.
Well, Gadin had to go back after that turnover to try and challenge that shot.
Coach Aldrin, mamaya Muntinlupa versus Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters. Once upon a time, Coach Aldrin was a player of Tanduay in the PBA. I think in 99. Check out the special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. At kung di ako nagkakamali, naging magkakampi sila dyan ni Coach Randy Alcantara.
Talaga?
Oo.
Nagtanduay pala si
Yun nga gulat nga
Coach
din ako
Randy.
Sila, siyempre sikat doon sila Eric Mink,
sila Alvarado.
si Alvarado.
I think sila Mark Telan was playing
Telan,
there.
tama.
Chris Cantonhos.
Lakas yung team na yun.
That was a strong team.
For a time, I think si Dondon Ontiveros naging Tanduay din before he moved on to San Miguel. Coach JV Gayoso was also
Coach JV.
Coach Pido Harencio. Malakas yung team na yun. 5 seconds remaining. Chito Jaime for free. No good. Tapigan ng bola napunta kay JV. Pati ako nalilito na
Ako rin nga, napapatingin ako sa number. Tinitingnan ko kung sino.
59-38. Robbie Celis lalapit. Off the glass. No good. At may foul na pinito laban sa Pasig.
Scoring-wise, in a way, medyo off si Rob Celis ngayon. No? But he's a guy who tries to contribute in different ways para sa Nueva Ecija Rice Bankers.
He's the type of guy. Kung di niya kailangan pumuntos, hindi yan pupuntos.
Correct.
Kung ano kailangan ng team, yan yung kanyang pupunan.
That's right. He only has, at the half, 4 points and 9 rebounds, 5 of them being offensive rebounds. And so, you see the work that's being done by Rob Celis. And to add to your point, if you remember yung game against the Heat Waves, he practically did, you guys were covering that. He practically did not have, volume touches in the second half. Pero come crunch time, he was the guy that won it for the Rice Vanguards.
Alam mo naman as Will McAloney scores, he can have, for all you know, could have a scoreless first 3 quarters. But when the going gets tough, when you need someone to create or score in the clutch, Captain Robbie is there to the rescue para sa Nueva Ecija.
That's right. And so if you're gonna build a prototype of, PlayStation kind of player, and you're gonna base it on the players here in the MPBL, I'm sure you're gonna take a lot out of the attributes of Rob Celis. Footwork, control. He's just that kind of player.
Warlo Batak was visibly emotional when he was being interviewed nung last game nila against Montelupa. Kasi he wasn't supposed to play in that game, Coach Mike, if you remember. Kasi 2-day-old pa lang yung anak niya nun. Pinakiusapan lang siya maglaro. And it turned out to be a good decision dahil he helped Pasig snap that 6-game losing skid against Montelupa. Here he is in transition. Hell-bent on attacking the basket and he scores.
Ang mahirap, parang parang may pagka JC Marcelino out in the open floor no? The thing is, feeling ko yung lakas ng katawan, may slight advantage siguro si Warlo Batak, pero pagdating sa finishes through contact, I think medyo advantage naman dyan si JC.
That time they get a stop. Pasig down by 19 points. Under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Go should have taken that shot already.
Garcia misses. Calvo will set the table for Nueva Ecija. The pass.
That's the shot.
JV for 3. It's good.
That's the right pass. That was the right shot. Everybody went downhill defensively, forgetting about that trailer guy, which happens to be JV.
22 ulit ang lamang. 64-42. Chito Jaime fires and nails that three-pointer.
Ito mo kung gaano kabigat yung binibitawan ni Chito Jaime. He was trying to go for a dribble handoff. Didn't have that. Guy went backdoor, but he just calmly, went to his shot for that wing 3. Ibang klase bitaw talaga ni Chito.
Iba rin, bitaw nito ni Byron. Kaya alam, iba rin yung hops ni Warlo Batak. Kita mo naman kung gaano kataas.
Oh my goodness.
Yung nilundan niya doon.
Grabe. He came out of nowhere.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Everybody was on drop coverage, forgetting about the trailer guy, and JB just finishes. Ito yung tira kanina ni Chito Jaime na biglang switch from an attempt or a backdoor pass to a shot.
Sa poste, Jacob Galicia, Mintis.
Boy, that's one other guy that they surely miss scoring in this game. Jacob Galicia.
64-45. Macaloni, pasa kay Villarias. Wilson to Celis. Back to John Wilson. Thought about it, draws closer. Back to Robbie Celis. Kaya lang hindi niya na-handle yung pasa ni John Wilson.
Yeah, he was already going for an offensive rebound on a possible layup attempt from John Wilson, but John saw him. He was not guarded, so turnover naman. Unexpected yung pasa. Ooh.
Foul whistled on Byron Villarias. Tingin niya.
Number 51.
Galicia got away with the hook.
Penalty, third foul.
Yeah, but even before that, I think John Wilson was actually contesting. Parang may dribbling violation si Warlo Batak doon. He feels that the ball already rested and then Warlo dribbled again. So he was asking for a travel or a dribbling violation.
First free throw is good. Coach Boss Buddy Encarnado.
And the PASIG will troop to the line as the Rice Vanguards are already in penalty with 1:11.
PMMS din ito eh. Diba? Si Jacob Galicia eh.
Huh?
Oo, PMMS.
Ah, oh yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. I thought you were mentioning another school. PMMS, yeah. Sila sila Coach Alvin, sila Coach Marlon.
Sila talaga magkakasama.
Sila talaga.
Chito Jaime, Mintes yung tres. Got his own miss. Hook shot. No. Galicia draws another foul.
Kung merong isang sipag na ma-admire mo dito sa PASIG, sipag sa offensive rebounding. You know, undersized and all. I don't think they have a legitimate big man on the floor. Chito Jaime and Mark Montuano and even Jacob Galicia, you could argue might be 4 or 3 at the least. Pero tumatrabaho sa rebounds.
Si Jacob parang nasa 6'2" eh, no? Generously siguro 6'3". So undersized big talaga siya. But he really gets the job done, especially in the offensive glass.
Yeah. And dun mo makikita na you might not have that height advantage, but if you have a lot of activity, boxing out, locating nearest guy on you, especially as that shot goes up, box him out, put him on your back, and attempt for that rebound, there is a possibility you'll be able to steal one.
64-48, 16-point lead. You know, to PASIG's credit, they have managed to cut down the deficit here in the third, but it's still at double digits. Billy Robles. Bounce pass, palabas. Will Macaloni, no good on that outside jumper. Batak. About a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Batak isolated against JP Calvo. Gives it to Kilatan. Chito Jaime at the post now is Jacob Galicia working against John Wilson. Turnaround jumper, Galicia short.
That was specialty of the house para kay Jacob but couldn't sink it.
Calvo, the cross. The shot, left it short. Wilson to beat the buzzer. That will count. They will review it.
Yeah, just a quick trigger para dito kay John Wilson, ano? Yun ang literal na rebound.
NUEVA ECIJA 66-48 over Pasig City. Hinan Coach Mike, a triple header as a miss to begin the quarter for John Wilson. Quarter scoring natin, no? Yung second quarter, naging key difference plus 19 in favor of the Rice Vanguards.
Yeah, ganda ng bawi ng PASIG. Trumabaho, ika nga. At despite yung napakalakas na start ng mga turnovers na pinorse na naman, Warlo Bata. You know, PASIG still able to manage to get 20 points in that quarter.
Jump ball. There's an arrow pointing to the side of NUEVA ECIJA. Wilson. Kasabaan siya dito. Papaltan muna si John Wilson. Kasabaan siya dito ni JP Calvo, JC Marcelino, Billy Ray Robles, and Will Macaloni. Tosi. Macaloni. Mintes. Billy Ray Robles. Rebound ulit. At si Will Macaloni na tumapos para sa NUEVA ECIJA.
Well, that's the thing about the Rice Vanguards. If you're a little bit undersized when it comes to bigs underneath, they're gonna get a lot of rebounds off of you, offensive rebounds included. Because if you look at that game against Abra, height-wise, grabe, no? Kita mo yung disparity. Gio Chu, Raven Gonzalez, and matter of fact, Will Macalone for the most part was playing from the outside. Rob Celis tried to help out on the rebounds, pero mahirap talaga.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. It was one of the rare times that Nueva Ecija seemed like they got dwarfed against Abra dahil nga you mentioned sila Raven, Gio Chu. Si Dave kasi wing guy pero 6'4" tapos bato-bato din yung katawan.
Tsaka feeling ko kahit na sinong team ang tumapat sa Abra, ganun ang feeling Parang there were some players that were saying na they thought that Dave was big, but when they saw him in person on the floor playing, they didn't realize that he was that big and that strong. So that even made more of the intimidation.
3-piece po yung kasama ngayong hapon. Coach Mike Perez, Lyra Ponsalan, and myself, Ken Pangilinan, on the call on a Tuesday afternoon.
I love that, Ken.
Na may singit lang.
May singit lang, pero I love it.
24-point lead. Gadin, Mintes yung 3.
Uy!
Batak! Floater up and in after that gorgeous sidestep move.
Ganda ng pagkaka-escape niya na yun. Actually, multiple dribbles, hindi niya mabe-breakdown yung defender. Pero 1 or 2 dribbles, kaya niyang masalo na kung short distance lang. Kasi kung medyo malayo siya sa labas, it's tough for him to beat the defender. But JP Calvo, how about this one?
JP Calvo.
76-52. There was a point for JP Calvo where he was visibly struggling from the field when he was playing with Parañaque. Kasi meron siyang stretch, parang 8% lang siya from the field. I think 4-game stretch. Ganun kasama yung naging shooting niya from the field as Billy Ray Robles continues to do damage for Nueva Ecija. He now has 14 points.
Well, I think scoring-wise, JP Calvo is still trying to build on that, which I strongly feel that the Rice Vanguards would need so that they have a different look from the point guard spot. As you see this move right here, and that good recovery by Billy Robles, another offensive rebound and a stick back. The reason that I say that is because in this game alone, JP Calvo started out 0 out of 6. And so, so much of potential for JP Calvo, the kind of quality basketball player that he is. And the hope is, maging maganda na yung rhythm niya, especially heading into the more important games.
Itong free throw na ito ay sa atin Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. But despite the struggles for JP Calvo, he is, you mentioned earlier, the top assist guy for Nueva Ecija, 5.3 assists despite only playing 13.5 minutes. Malaking bagay yan moving forward if you're the Rice Vanguards.
Actually, for the most part, yung struggle naman niya sa 3-point shots because he's pretty good when it comes to the perimeter. He's roughly about 60% shooting from there. So, yung mababang percentage niya really brought about by missed threes.
By the way, former PASIG player Ryan Costello is not playing today. Not sure if he's here or he's watching from the live stream. Shout out, Ryan. Now, once upon a time, was the go-to guy for PASIG in Season 4.
Right, for PASIG, that's correct.
Ganda ng kombinasyon nila ni Robbie Manalang.
Ayun naman. That was the time that they had Maestre.
Season 5 na yun.
Season 5.
Season 4 sila.
Yes, that's right.
Tapos dumaling sila Maestre, Roa Curva, Season 5. Both times, they made the playoffs.
And Tyrone was there also.
Tyrone Chan, tama.
Chan, yeah.
Ballesteros was also part of their team. Jason Ballesteros.
That was a pretty good PASIG team then.
Oo. Ang hirap nilang kalaban nun kasi as we see that shot trickled in by JC Marcelino. Maging yung Caloocan doon, nahirapan makalusot sa PASIG in the first round.
That's right.
As right now though, they're staring at a 26-point advantage.
He wants to break him down right here. Kadin on Tyrone.
Another 3-point attempt missed. Calvo numbers for Nueva Ecija. Calvo all the way, got stripped. And no choice but to give up that foul.
Masyado mababa yung pick up ng bola ni JP Calvo, which allowed Gadin to, you know, get a feel for it, get a touch, and then that turnover.
JP Marcelino back in the game for JP.
Let's remember, PASIG did not participate last year. But prior to that, season 3, 4, and 5, sunod-sunod na pumasok sila sa playoffs in the North Division.
Correct. The last time they got into the playoffs was kalaban nila, Caloocan.
Oo, Caloocan.
Yeah.
It went 3 games.
That's right. We covered that playoff series. And really, that was a tough match.
And it was a good thing that Caloocan had home court advantage. Kasi natalo sila nung unang laro nila at home.
Correct.
Naging 1-1 yun.
They won the middle game.
Oo, tapos pero bumalik sa Caloocan and Caloocan was able to pull through. Pero it certainly was a difficult series for them against PASIG.
That's right. And I think that was the last time that Coach Boyet coached PASIG.
Oo,
That was the
season
last
5.
season, season 5.
Kasi nga wala na sila next season eh. Ito, speaking of Coach Boyet, JJ Pido,
JJ Pido, Jerick James.
handa na mamaya
Oo.
sa laban nila against Bataan.
Palagi namang handa yan, si JJ Pido. Kung tinawag mo, laging handa yan.
Garcia in traffic. Tyron Chan, like you mentioned, nasa loob na for Nueva Ecija. MJ Ayaay. Nasa palabas kay JC Marcelino. 80-54 is the count. 26-point lead for the Rice Vanguards. Tyron Chan. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the 4th period.
Well, again, scoring has slowed down here for PASIG. So far, scored what, 8 points? So make that 11 now.
Jerome Garcia buries 80-57.
Ako, anong best bet mo paano mo ma-identify si JC at si JV?
Sige.
Sa sapatos.
Oo nga.
Diba? Magkaiba ng sapatos eh. Oh. And I'd like to think yung mga games nila, hindi sila nagpapareho ng sapatos. Eh.
JC Marcelino.
Magandang tanungin yan.
Oo nga.
Dapat maganda tanungin ni Lyra yan next time. Warlo Batang, despite the defense, was able to score for his 15-point.
Well, JV was able to give him a chase, pero nung naka-elevate na, pumasok na yung leaping ability nito ni Warlo Batang.
Traveling whistled against
JV.
JV.
Okay. They wanted to take that back from Warlo kanina.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Very rarely do you see a backdoor cut and a backdoor pass being from up high. Normally, long bounce. Pero that time, ganda ng communication between Mark and Warlo, and able to finish it. I think the key there was Warlo setting up that, fake move up and then went the other way, downhill.
Clark Derigue, papasok na rin for Nueva Ecija. Coach Mike, well, before we dive into that, we have another time.
They're not really in a favorable spot, and they're trying to chase spot number 10 to at least make it to the playoff this season. Pero iba yung nilalaro ng Cebu Graves. Especially that win against Jensen. That to me was very impressive.
Nueva Ecija, may mga natitira pa silang malalakas na kalaban din. We already saw their next 3 games as Motuano cashes in from downtown. So susunod after this is Binyan.
Binyan, right.
Imus, then Quezon. Tapos mga hindi pa nila nakakalaban, Coach Mike, Ilagan, Isabela, Quezon City, Sarangani, Parañaque, and Rizal.
And Rizal, that's right.
Yung Rizal, yan yung na-postpone na supposedly sa Bataan din. So, at this point, you're looking at your remaining opponents. Yung mga katikit mo sa standings, kung sino yung mga posible pa nilang makalaban, like say Abra, San Juan, di pa nagtatapat yung dalawa. San Juan, and Abra also have yet to face Pampanga. Abra will face Pampanga this weekend in Quezon.
Yeah.
Mark Derrigue. Kung kanina, Coach Mike, no, na yun na sinisilip mo na yung mga posibilidad as we wind down the elimination round. Roughly, sabihin natin, mga 25% to go na lang in the season or even less as JV scores. At yun, I think ito kasi ang sitwasyon. Ang Nueva Ecija, best case scenario nila is ang makatabla nila is San Juan in the team standings. Kasi tinala nila yung San Juan
Yeah. So it's win over the other.
Or win over the other. They will, well, assuming they sweep the remaining games, they will finish off as the #1 team.
Jagar got hit on his left leg.
Itong PASIG naman, Coach Mike, na medyo mas okay yung posisyon nila compared to Bataan. But they're still not out of the woods. They still have to take care of their remaining assignments. And like you said, yung Cebu, Pangasinan, Imus, lahat mabibigat. And then meron pa sila, I think, Mindoro
Jensen,
di pa nila nakakalaban.
That's right. And so nagmamatter talaga kung sino yung mga remaining games mo rin. That's why if you go back early in the season when you take games very lightly, dito mo na marirealize yung mga sinayang mo mga laro that you could have won but did not. And you have to contend with the tougher teams in that part of the season. That's very important.
At wala nang sigurado dito. We saw Bulacan defeat Caloocan.
Oh yeah. And Batangas losing to
Caloocan.
That to me was a surprise. What surprised me there was Seth Ablaza scoring only 3 points, I think, and Levy really doing much of the work there. Look at this drop step by Clark Derrigue. That's how you play as a big man. Once you get that ball on the post, the first thing that you do is to test if that middle door is open. He went in, tested, saw that it was closed. That's the time you turn to your drop step. And so you like that fundamental, IQ and decision making and read of Clark Derrigue. And so far, that's why he's still on this team. Apart from being a homegrown, he's actually proven himself to be a valuable guy that can come off the bench when needed para dito kay Coach Don Dulay.
91-67, 24-point lead. The result pretty much academic here. Nueva Ecija. More importantly, will keep in pace with San Juan and Abra. 20-1 sila lahat. So, if my math is correct, 8 games remaining for all of those teams. At alam mo, yung San Juan and Abra, bukod sa silang dalawa pa yung magiging magkalaban, Pampanga. Makakalaban pa nila dyan.
Yeah. Kaya interesting din yung mga top teams na maglalaban-laban come the latter part of the regular season. The thing is, kung ikaw ang top team and you're already secure in that spot, would you still be, 100% going for a win against the other top team? Because you might be selling short your strategies and what have you. So you definitely want to keep some in the bag. And
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And this guy certainly was a spectacular performer para dito sa Nueva Ecija, Billy Ray Robles.
Billy Ray Robles, early as the third quarter, already in double-double. Much contribution on the boards and even on scoring. And he just provided that needed